Greetings and salutations, malefactors and YouTubers. Back here at Stoplogic Motorsports, and today is a day of celebration. I've received my suspension back from GoRace. I'm in the process of getting everything back together, then I'm going to wash the bike. And before I do the front forks, I'm going to switch the front tire out. And I'm still deciding if I'm going to swap the rear yet or not. It's still in pretty good shape. I'm probably going to swap it before I start doing the TCCRA season. So, here's a summary of services I had done on here. I had their full money rebuild, which is redoing the shock bodies, valving, shims, whole 9 yards. Plus I had the system, or both sides lower 20 millimeters. So the bike's going to be a little shorter, a little easier for me to reach. So it's taking the near 12 inches of ground clearance down to about 12, or about 11 and change, or 10.9, 10.10. So lost a little bit of height, but that's going to be better for me when I start racing. And hopefully this is like a transcendent change. I'll hop on the bike and the skies will split open and teams of angels will sing the praises of this newly suspended bike. Now, maybe I'm overselling it a smidge, but I think, depending on which one's open by the time I get this together and when I'm actually back and ready to ride, we're either going to go to Trophy Club, where it's all like a 5-mile loop of sandy whoops. What better way to test new suspension than something that just constantly beats it to death? Or we're going to take it out to Village Creek and then run the trails out there. Kind of get an impression, overall ride change, maybe a little bit of time on the street too, just to kind of get a feel for it. Well, instead of boring you guys with me putting this back in here for the 5th or 6th time, because I've already seen 3 videos of me yanking this stuff out and putting it back on, we're going to just go ahead and do the work, and then you guys get to see the benefit of the after effect, and then get a kind of an in-depth review. Well, in the meantime, I'll see you guys here in a few. Alright, we're back. Got this all sorted out now. Apparently one of my spacers was a little bit messed up. No, not reverse, like a bit of it was sheared off, but luckily there's the Yamaha shop like right nearby. So let's try that again. This thing is like super level now. It still dives, but it's even across the board how the front and rear react so far. I don't feel the rear coming up to kick me in the rear, try and yeet me off the bike. Oh, it's too bad they've got all these houses here. Well, let's see what they've got going on anyway. Yeah. No one does a plumbing test right down here in DFW, or up here in DFW. Or plumbing. Oh, actually these plumbing ropes look decent. Sorry, I should be saving all this builder talk from my other channel. But also no one's sleeving or relief arching their pipes out of the foundation. I might go ahead and put this on the other channel. Alright, see where the sewer pipe, those 2 4-inch pipes are right at the form board? You're supposed to have a metal arch over that, or a sleeve 2 pipe sizes larger, because it protects the corner of your foundation from falling down, or basically shifting and crushing your sewer pipe and dumping a bunch of raw sewage under your house and into the local water table. So what you'll do is you take a pipe. If it's a 4-inch pipe, you put a 8-inch on there. If it's a 3-inch, put a 6-inch. And then you put polyseal in the front and the back, and it gives you like a basically protection against the edge of your foundation breaking your plumbing. And that's something that we strictly enforced down in the Austin area, but apparently here in Fort Worth, no one is aware that that's like a 30-year-old code. Anyways. On top of that, all of these plumbing roofs are supposed to have a 10-foot tall water head and be capped off instead of whatever's going on here. At least it's vetted properly. That's a discussion I'm going to have with our folks at the city I run, our city building department I run. I'm going to try and find someplace out in county land where I can kind of take us over a couple of bumps and jumps, but we're going to take it out to, I think, Trophy Club, since it's just nothing but big sandy whoops, assuming that it's not rainy or wet. Or freezing that weekend. Dirtroads.net, see if I can find me a little loop out here. I would go out to Village Creek, but they're closed. And it's my wife's birthday. She's still not awake yet. But definitely not going to the TCCRA race this weekend. That would be, you know, not the best idea. It's my wife's birthday, you know? Take care of the boss, the real boss. I know who my boss is. I'm perfectly fine with it. Trespassing on the gated land. There's no gated markings over here. Let's see what that is. Now I know my air pressure is really high right now. I've got both my tires at like 29. So I know my dirt handling is not going to be the best. Like a legitimate dirt bike. A couple of little braking bumps there. Yeah, this is more of that don't trespass sort of stuff. Well, that's vaguely interesting. Yeah, I don't really want to go down with my civilian clothes on. I tell you what though, this feels like a completely different bike. It went from being like a wallowing mess those were like two fairly deep bumps. Just ate it up. Alright. I can't wait to see what this is like in the whoops. I mean, it really just like nommed those two bumps up. Those are pretty big dips. Let's get some impressions of this though. I really do need to clean and oil my chain. So this is... the height isn't a drastic change, but the way the bike handles is a drastic change. It no longer wallows on the street or feels skittish at any point. It's like extraordinarily planted. And you know, I kind of feel guilty right now. That might be part of the reason why the Test D Sport felt terrible, is it was weighting too much on the back end and being light in the front like the Africa Twin was with the Shinko 804 until I had to stiffen the rear up a lot. I have another one of these 216s going, so I'm not going to experiment. So, if you were looking for any singular mod to this bike other than initial like gearing to make it better in the woods and better tires, instead of wasting $1,000+ on a fuel tuner and exhaust, spend $1,400 on this. It'll turn your bike, at least road-wise, much more comfortable, much more planted. I mean, look at that, just nice and smooth suspension like a motocross bike. It's just all nice and done up. I can't wait to take this out in the dirt. So for the street impression of this, worth every penny. We're gonna take it out, and at a trophy club, it's, you know, 5+ mile loop of like all sandy whoops, which is like one of the hardest things on a suspension other than huge jumps. But for an off-road bike, that sort of constant hit, we'll get the suspension nice and heated up and see how the bike handles that. But so far, I'm shocked at how much better this bike feels, how much more planted it is in turning, how much more planted it is at speed. So yeah, $1,400 in your pocket, leave this big heavy boy on, whatever, you'll be fine. Get your shocks and forks done, 100%. Well, anywho, if you like the content, like and subscribe. If you don't, feel free to criticize me harshly. I also accept payments in attaboys and harsh language. And see you guys hopefully out in the woods here in a few days. Have a good one.